Why is Rabbi Shmuley in Iceland? And I've been asking myself this question the entire day. What actually is it about Iceland? Why would he want to be there? Why would he and his son, and probably an entourage of certain people, why would they feel the need to go to Iceland? And I've seen people joke about they're so dumb that they thought that they were going to Greenland, and then that's where they were taking over the land. So they were just trying to go visit their latest conquest. But who's to say that they don't have theories of grandeur when it comes to conquering Iceland? Well, it turns out that Schmucky wasn't satisfied with going and harassing a woman who was the girlfriend of a guy who trolled him, insulted him, got him off his phone for a second and said, hey, I just wanted to tell you something, fuck Israel. And he had an entire conniption about it, started recording him, had a complete meltdown about it. They're over in Iceland for a reason. They're not there for vacation. What I think they're there for, which I think is kind of interconnected to a lot of the stories that we've been covering as of late, in terms of a number of the people that are connected directly to Israel. That's number one. Whether they're actually living there or they're part of the Zionist cause, the Zionist entity. Places in Cyprus, places in Argentina, places in Southeast Asia, that small community in northern Italy. And now they're going to Iceland because this is a almost universally white country. So you would think that they would feel accepted there. At least that's what my thinking is in terms of why they went there in the first place. I don't want to presume anything because I'm not going to. But I will say this. If Schmucky is there, if Rabbi Shmuley has decided that they're going on some type of a tour of Iceland, what I think they're really doing is trying to find a community that they can take over. That's what they're doing. They're looking for, again, they're looking for blood in the water. That's what they want. They are going through these communities. They are seeing what they can get their hands on. And is it even all possible that they could take over a community? That's what they're looking for. Is this what's going to happen here? Well, apparently the word got around to the locals about Schmuckwad showing up in their backyard. And they didn't like it. And apparently he got into it, or somebody got into it with him at a local pub in Iceland.
He attacked me 3 times. He attacked me 3 times. This man is assaulting me. This man is assaulting me. This man is assaulting me. Call the police. Please call the police on him. He assaulted me. He must call the police, please. He attacked me 3 times. He attacked me 3 times. He attacked me 3 times. Please call the police. Fuck Israel. Fuck Israel.
Yes. You heard them right. They said, fuck Israel, get the fuck out of there, and if you're not careful, they're going to tear your fucking hook nose off and shove it up your ass. You're lucky. You're in a country of peaceful people that have health care, that have education, that have paid family leave, that have paternity leave. They have a lot of things that make life worth living. It's kind of comfortable. It's kind of cold, but they enjoy life up there. And they do not take kindly to infiltrators like you showing up in their country. They don't want you there. And what's going to end up happening is the Icelandic people are going to rebel against their own government if they do not put up a wall, proverbially, against Zionist Jews coming to their country. Like, we don't want you here. And that's what's going to happen. Schmuckwad is not doing them any favors by doing this. If they had any intention of thinking they were going to get into this little country, because it's actually a great country by most economic and political standards around the world, well, you could kiss that goodbye. So you can thank Schmuckwad for doing an incredibly important task for all of us. For so many of us who are so sick of listening to these stories about these bastards showing up in countries that they don't belong in, all because they have money and they have power and they think, oh yeah, we're totally coming in here and this is our country now. Well, that's not happening here. They're telling him, get the fuck out of here before you really get into trouble. But you see, he wants that trouble. I don't know what it is in his brain that makes him think that this is a good thing, that this is going to end up helping him and his cause in any way. It's actually not. I don't know how he got out of there, but there's more to
it. He assaulted me. We're going to take him out too. Don't worry. We're going to call the police on everybody. Can you please...
Nobody feels safe with this.
Just relax, relax.
He cannot assault me as an American citizen.
Nobody can assault.
He assaulted me.
Nobody can.
He attacked me.
Nobody assaulted you. You're not welcome.
Bingo! He looked right at him and said, you're not welcome. And what the hell is this with Schmuckwad announcing the fact that he is an American citizen? What does that matter in Iceland? It doesn't mean anything. If anything, that's a red flag. That's, you're in our country and you're causing trouble. We don't see anybody else here causing trouble. Why are you here? What exactly are you hoping to accomplish by being here in our country? You are not welcome in Iceland, Schmuckwad. What's he going to do? Tell people, tell his Zionist Jewish cohorts, don't go to Iceland? Let me tell you something. That's what they're hoping you do. They don't want you there. There's more to, we're going to get more to this in the evening because it's not the only story. But this is a prime example of you're going to box yourself out of every place. You will not be welcomed. Yeah. You wanted to have a crystal knock type situation happen again? They're asking for it. Their actions always speak louder than words. And this gets to what has been a recurring theme this week. We saw what happened with Ariana Hamilton, the former employee of Burger King. We saw what happened to her. It turns out that that shitbag started in with her in the first place. We saw what happened the other night with Schmuckwad getting into the girlfriend's face, who didn't want to be recorded, didn't want anything to do with him, and he kept he was stalking her. He was stalking her pathway. I'm surprised that guy didn't take his fucking head off. Now, if he touched her, he probably would have. And in this case, he's in a bar, people recognized him, and they don't want him there. They tell them, get the fuck out of here. We don't want your kind here. And you could say, you see what they're doing to the Jews? Well, this is what happens when you equate one and the same. When you say that there is no difference between Judaism and Zionism, this is what you get. You get this. And it's going to keep getting worse. And I don't have any sympathy whatsoever because nobody is speaking up about this the way that they should. They should be telling him, there should be a universal condemnation on social media in the United States saying, Rabbi Schmuckwad, you are not welcome here anymore. All you do is cause trouble wherever you go. But again, our government has been infiltrated and superseded to the will of the Zionist cause. Much like Looney Loomer was acting the way she did and with complete impunity is asking for somebody to assassinate Hassan Piker, and she'll pick up the pieces for him if that ends up happening. Well, the same is true with somebody like Schmuckwad going over to Iceland. I'm untouchable. I can do whatever I want, and no one's going to do anything about it. That's what he's counting on. Only it seems like the people there are telling him, if you're not careful, you're going back in a body bag.
I'm not welcome where? Here. Here where? Are you on the bar?
Relax, relax.
I can't believe this is allowed.
Now watch that woman if you can. I don't know if we can capture it. I think it happens quick. Let's see if we can get it. He's got it right on her. Yeah, I can't get it. There it is. Okay. Now I know it's blurred a little bit, and I remember from seeing it earlier, but she's giving him the double bird. He was walking around trying to leave that bar, kind of like looking around thinking, is anybody going to come to my defense? Did you see what they did to me? No, no one's coming to your defense. And hopefully, no one is ever coming to your defense ever again. Frankly, I don't really know anybody who would actually come to Schmuckwad's defense. That would be surprising to me, as it would probably be surprising to just about anybody else. What was he expecting? Did he think he had friends in there? Is that what he thought? That's what they're always thinking. And I'm not entirely convinced that in the States that they think like this. Maybe they do. I don't know. I mean, anything's possible. Anything is possible. But I am under no illusions at all. None. And neither should anybody else. That this isn't going to get perpetually worse for a lot of these people, and it should. We want there to be a sea shift. We're desperately looking for it. And it's very difficult to see any of this happening. I wish it weren't that case. I wish more people would step up. I wish more people would act like the Icelanders do. They made it very clear. But unfortunately, as I've said before, this is our country. This is the cross we have to bear. This type of behavior, unfortunately, is tolerated in the States in a way that it isn't in other places. That's why they're able to get away with it. But I often wonder, for how much longer? For how much longer are we willing to put up with it here in the United States? Are we willing to put up with these antics? Maybe the great lesson here is that in the end, they will do it to themselves. Did Schmuckwad think this was going to help him after what he did the other day? It probably made the rounds all over the country what he was doing. And now anytime anybody sees him, they're like, oh, I want a piece of that motherfucker. That's the way it should be. They shouldn't have a moment's peace. They should never feel safe. They should know hell on earth until the day they die. The support for the genocide is only one component to this death rattle of an ideology. So it is incumbent upon us to do our part to make sure that that is facilitated.